Often I wish that we could take the time to see the need there is to be a family, yeah. 'Cause it's all of us. Sometimes it can be rough. Times and seasons change, but we will still remain. It's just all of us. It's just all of us. Yeah, that was for y'all. Y'all didn't know that was me singing it on there, right? You know, it's just, it's a lot you don't know. You know, this is the credits roll at the end, and you're just hearing my voice at the beginning. I'm lying. It's a lie. It's not me. It's not me. Who remembers that though? What is the name of it? All of Us. All of Us. That was the show. I don't know why I love the theme song. That was pretty darn awesome. Anyway, all right. So what was I wanting to talk about in this video? If you didn't see the last one, I was talking about the pros and cons of breastfeeding, and I told you that I would be making another one about just having a supplement in my journey with breastfeeding so far, which it kind of sounds like the same thing, but I didn't mention the supplementing and all that. So I will talk about that. Okay. All right. So my supply. First of all, let me just give this disclaimer in case you did not watch the other video. My baby will be a month old tomorrow. So this is you're walking with me on this journey, okay? This is ongoing, but so far I'm gonna let you know how it's been, because I know that I have been frustrated. I've watched tons of YouTube videos just trying to get some answers, some relief, trying to get somebody to even just to know that somebody else is going through this and see what maybe they did, or even if they didn't have an answer to it, just to see that somebody else is going through it and that they're making it. I don't know, like, I needed this, so I'm giving this back, okay? So, anyway, my supply. When I was in the hospital, first of all, excuse me, I had my baby a little early. I had my baby at 37 weeks in a few days instead of the 40 weeks, because I had high blood pressure. So they had to go ahead and induce labor for me. And so for some moms, I think their milk will come in, like if they reach 40 weeks and they're going through labor or whatever, like they go through the process normally, it seems like their milk will come in, or their, it's colostrum at first. It seems like that will come in and they'll be good to go. Not so with me. I felt like it might have been because baby was still in there cooking and it wasn't really time to take out the oven yet. But I don't know. It may not have had anything to do with it. Nevertheless, when I was in the hospital, they encouraged me to begin to try to breastfeed baby with the colostrum. They told me that even if it's just a few drops, the baby's belly is not very big, so it doesn't even matter. It's okay. I'm sitting there like, baby is going to be starving, because I was trying to pump and everything and latch and all of that. And the latching, of course, I was having issues with that. That's what I talked about in the last video. But when they gave me the pump, I tried to pump some out. I got very little, like it was drops, some drops. They told me that's okay. That is normal for this time. And baby will eat that and be satisfied. I'm sitting there looking at them like they're crazy. Nevertheless, I pumped that and gave that to the baby, and she ate it, and all was okay at that point. And as the days went by, I tried to pump and make sure I got some more and more. As the days went by, I would get more. And then when we left the hospital and I got home, and I still, tried to pump and put baby on breast, and they were telling me that those are the things I needed to do in order to encourage the colostrum and encourage the milk supply to start coming in. And it was just very little. I got home, I was like, it's not even an ounce. But, what they were saying was that my body is going to produce what the baby needs. And I feel like that's true. In some cases, you know, some moms might have complications though, and body may not produce what all the baby needs. So anyway, we came home from the hospital and I continued to pump. The more I continued to pump, the milk supply started to increase. Now I feel like I'm sort of at a plateau. Hopefully I am getting more and I'm just crazy or something. But I know I'll get more. I believe I'll get more. But anyways, as just thus far, I started out with very, very, very little. I was barely getting anything out of there. But as the weeks went by, my milk did start to come in more. So please don't be discouraged. If you're coming home from the hospital and you're like, where is this milk supposed to be coming from? Because it's not coming out of here. It's not coming out of here. It will come out. It will come out. Just be patient. Don't stress yourself out. It will come. Okay? And as time goes by, more and more will come. And you'll be like, yes, I got more today. I got 1 ounce today. I got 2 ounces today. You'll see it increase. And so that was that. I wanted to let somebody know. Don't be discouraged by that little bitty amount. Now, so supplementing. I know you're like, well, if your body's gonna make what baby needs, then why did you have to supplement? Okay, so for me, the first reason I've had to supplement, I've had trouble keeping up with baby, like her feeding, and I feel like I would pump, and she would drink what I pump, she would drink what I pump, she would drink. I could never get ahead of her. Ideally, I wanted to have some bottles on deck in the refrigerator, and that would be me doing well as far as feeding her, but that's not realistic right now because it's just been 4 weeks. Just tomorrow will be 4 weeks, so I'm still trying to get in a routine, number one, of feeding, and number two, I'm still building my milk supply. But it felt to me like I was lagging behind with the feeding, and she'd be hungry and I wouldn't have enough milk, and just because of all the complications that I've had and trying to keep up and trying to get the latch right and trying to get the feeding schedule down, like I've had plenty of complications and I've been at my wit's end trying to keep up with her, and I know my body will produce and maybe even is producing what she needs. It's just that I might be feeling like, okay, she needs more, or I might be comfort feeding her. Like when she's full, I might be like, well, she's crying, so let me give her some more. And so that may make me feel like I don't have enough when I gave her enough. I gave her what she needed. It's just that I need to comfort her in a different way or something like that. That could very well be the issue for you too. But anyway, while I'm still trying to figure out all this, I'm feeling like she's not getting enough. So one night I had no more milk in my boobs. I had pumped it all out. I had let her get on each boob and try. Nothing was coming out. She was frustrated. She was screaming. She had drank all that I pumped out. Mama moved to that formula because I had nothing else for her. So I tried everything I could to not give her that at all. I did not want to go to formula. I'm like all those other moms out there. I feel like that is just the worst thing ever. But it's not so bad. My first child, he was a formula baby. And he's fine. But sometimes formula can encourage obesity. And my baby is a little chunky now. He's 8, about to be 9. I don't know if that has anything to do with that, but anyways, yeah, so that night I was frustrated. I was out of milk. I turned to the formula, and just to know my baby ate and she was comforted, that is the only thing that gave me comfort as far as having to turn to the formula. I was disappointed that I had to do that, but then I'm like, okay, well, I got to do what I got to do, and I'm just figuring this thing out. And there are other moms around the world probably figuring this thing out too. But yeah, I had to do that. And since then, I have supplemented where I needed to. So as I'm trying to get up this milk supply, if I feel like I'm behind or don't have any more or whatever, I will supplement and give her a little bit, maybe 2 ounces or so of the formula. But one thing they encourage me to do is to let her drink from my breast, because instead of trying to pump and giving her what I pump, for some reason she gets more from the breast. And then also she's satisfied sooner from the breast, rather than gulping down the milk so fast from the bottle and then being like, you got some more. What I did read is that babies, their I'm full indicator is not fully developed. So they will keep on and keep on and keep on, and it'll be lagging. Their I'm full indicator will be lagging behind. So they'll be full, but they'll be still drinking more, and it takes a minute for them to realize I'm full. So you got to think about that. But anyway, so I do still supplement a little bit. Now, another reason I've supplemented is because I'm having to go to work. I got to go back to work. Now, I am not yet one of those moms who is set with financially right now to where I can stay off for a long period of time. So I'm having to go back to work sooner rather than later. So because of that, I'm needing to make sure that there is a supply of mommy's milk for whomever will be watching her. Otherwise, she'll be strictly on formula, and that would be horrible for her to have straight formula all day long. Like, that's not what we're trying to do. So I'm having to, instead of giving her all of what I pump, I have had to save some of that. So that's another reason why it's taken away from the supply that she's able to drink on a daily basis. And so I'm having to supplement because of that too. And that may be your thing, you know, and don't feel guilty about this. You are doing what you can for your baby, and you are making it work as a mother. And that is what it's about. You make sure that what you're doing is healthy and it's going to be okay for baby. And then after you know that, do what you got to do. Doctors will have suggestions. You'll see many things on YouTube. How I make 5,000 pounds of milk a day. Like, you'll see all kind of things that might discourage you. But keep moving, because everyone is different. And we got to get by the way we can. So if you have to supplement, do your thing, okay? And let that be your goal, to maybe boost your milk supply and pull back more and more and more and more from the formula, from the supplementing. And then, yeah, that'll be great, you know? And also, in watching these videos, I watched a million videos trying to driving myself crazy, trying to see how I can boost my milk supply. I've seen things like eating cookies with oatmeal in them, eating straight oatmeal, drinking tons of water, taking some supplements. I have seen so many, pumping more, so many suggestions that I was so overwhelmed. I was like, I'm not doing none of it. Now, the only thing I did decide that I'm doing is drinking the tons of water. That is what I'm deciding. That's what I decided to do for sure. But other than that, I did try the eating oatmeal, but I wasn't consistent with that, so I can't really tell you if that works. So anyhow, that is what I did try those two things for a minute, but I quickly realized that, okay, I'm stressing out about this. I need to calm it down a bit. So, yeah. Try it if you want. Try those suggestions. But calm down. Don't stress yourself out. Woo-sa. Baby, you got this. Okay? You got resources. Try them a few at a time. One at a time. A day at a time. Take it easy. Don't stress. Okay? Don't stress. All right. That's all I got for that, I think. Yeah. That's all I got for that. Leave any comments you have below. Subscribe, share, like, all those things. Thank you for watching my, again, long video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Who knows what that's going to be about. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. And thanks so much for walking with me.